Hello shareholders, and let's start with the show this week. We've got A Year in the Life of Fallow Part 3, sponsored by Swarovski, and we'll have Part 4 out in fairly short order as well. We've got news, we've got hunting YouTube, and thanks to you, we've got famous people who hunt, so thanks very much for that. Now, Projects Eat It is off the ground. I hope you saw that last week. Out of Town 2, Simon Rickson approached the owners of the original series. Now, they aren't very happy with Out of Town 2 as a working title, because they say that the original Out of Town was not solely about field sports, and we are, obviously. They think our series is going to be a little bit too narrow, but I've gone back to them and I have asked them whether we can use some of the landscapes from the original series, which was, I think, from the 1960s to the 1980s, so that's up to 50 years of how the British landscape has changed. If we can show those, and we can go back to where the original series was shot. Let's see what they say next. I'll get back to you as soon as I know anything. Next up, grouse shooting is 5 months away, but Tom Hodgson points out that Ilkley Moor is a good case study and we should start thinking about it soon. Ilkley Moor, if you didn't know, is owned by Bradford City Council. It was managed by the Bingley Moor Partnership for grouse shooting, but they had that taken away last year. So it's going to turn into a story about how it's turned back into a desert, I expect. I've asked Ed Bromett, who is from the Bingley Moor Partnership, to come to the Game Fair Theatre, which we're running this year, and tell us what's going on, but it might be there's a case for a film. The reason for doing this, the reason for thinking about this now is, even though it's a long way away, the wider media gets really excited about us twice a year. Glorious 12th, Boxing Day meet, so we need to be absolutely on it for the Glorious 12th and give them something they want. Thanks to Andy McGarty. The Commonwealth Games starts next week and it's got shooting events. I am looking at how to get coverage of Gold Coast 2018, as long as it's not too expensive. Now it's spring and the great migration has started of BBC presenters, of course, heading for Malta and Cyprus to report on the spring hunt, which they really don't like. It's where locals go and shoot turtle doves flying into Europe. In Malta they only shoot 5,000, they're only allowed to shoot up to 5,000 of them a year. People like Chris Packham ignore the fact that 2 million are shot across the rest of Europe, and goodness knows how many are shot across North Africa. So all they're really trying to do is get hunting banned in an EU member state. Well, I'm going to go there too, and I'm going to file a report on the 18th of April. I hope I'm going to coincide with Chris Packham. I'm certainly going to be reporting on the turtle dove breeding programme in Malta, which really should take the wind out of his sails. Mixed interest in the podcast idea. I think the best thing there is to see if we can get it sponsored. If we can, we'll give it 3 months, and if the sponsors want to carry on, then it's a goer. Steve Kearney wants to know about decals, about stickers to put on cars. Well, we're going to have a big push on the shop merchandise in a couple of weeks, so I will look at that then. Now, YouTube. There is a rumour that YouTube is going to crack down on gun channels on the 15th of April. And there's another rumour that they've hired thousands of anti-gun activists to do that cracking down. We maintain this line.
Don't panic, don't panic, don't panic!
Seriously, we find that YouTube is a very big company with poor lines of communication throughout it, but a clear vision at the top. This means they can put out their firearms policy and allow the individuals to enforce it, and we've got pretty good links with YouTube, so I think we'll hear if anything's going to go wrong. Now, Adrian Burdett has sent me a picture of himself in a hat. As you can see, hats remain a burning issue here at Field Sports Channel, and for those, I think 2 or 3 of you have not had your merchandise yet, you will get it in time for the big Easter freeze. It started here early for me, as you can see, I'm in France. There are now more than 350 of you. We have raised nearly £29,000. So thanks very much. I'll see you next week.